Alright guys, you saw the title and thumbnails video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a 400 elo chess game that is so bad that if you just sent this game to me and you asked me to guess the elo, I would say these players played like 100s. This game is not 400 elo game. Like, I have seen 400 elo games, and although they are very bad, this really looks like a 100 elo game. But before I begin, guys, if you enjoyed, so please drop a like and sub, as I would really help the channel a ton. If you're really interested, you can also drop super thanks. Without further ado, let's just begin. So we have the starting move, pawn to e4. So finally, in one of these games, we see the players actually making just a forward pawn move. Finally, this is very rare. And then we have pawn e6. Like, generally, guys, I know I've said this in multiple videos, but I'll just say it again. You should never push the center pawns just one square. You should always push them two squares if you can, because, well, they'll just control a lot more squares. That's it. But okay. And then we have the move pawn f4. What? You're supposed to push your d-pawn, not your f-pawn, because this just makes your king extremely weak. Like, I know this check doesn't actually do anything, because you can just play g3, but still. But anyways, we have queen e7. This just blocks the bishop, and it doesn't achieve anything. Okay, but I mean, like, they haven't blundered a piece yet, so... Okay, we'll ignore it for now. And then we have the move pawn e5. Okay. This is the best move, according to the engine, I think. Yeah, it's basically the best move. Well, wait, is it? Yeah, pretty much, okay. Although still, you should 100% not rely on the f-pawn to protect the e-pawn, because this just makes the king very weak, and you can't really do a castle on the king's side because, well... Yeah, this pawn is just gone. Okay. And then we have queen b4. The idea, obviously, is just go over here. And you can't push this pawn. I mean, I'm not sure if this works. Wait, does this work? No, that does not work at all. Yeah, that does not work at all. I mean, like, I do not play like this in my games at all. Oh, wait, it allows this, maybe? No, I'm not sure at all. Okay, but instead we have the move c3, which is actually one of the best moves. Although, to be honest, I would have probably played something like a3, because it just, like, kicks out the queen, and you already have an escape for your king when you do long castle. Because when I long castle, usually I just move my king to the b1 square, or if I were playing with the black pieces, I'd move the king to the b8 square, because, yeah, it just protects more pawns. So yeah, I'd recommend just pushing the a-pawn, but okay, that doesn't happen. And still, c3 isn't a bad move. And then we have queen a5. And now the queen just becomes a target. Like, you can just play this, and now the queen is just going to just get attacked a lot in the game. But instead, we have d4. And this is also still a very good move, because now white just has 100% just a perfect pawn structure. Like, if they just push g3, the pawn structure, black has just no pawn actually capturing any square. But okay, then we have c5. Obviously, black's idea is to just finally break this whole pawn structure. And you know that if black captures, white can't actually capture back because it's pinned by the queen. But instead we have g3. Now the game is a draw, because this capture happens. And white cannot capture. So we have queen captures. And still, the game is basically a draw. Then we have bishop c5. And the queen goes all the way back to d1. I wouldn't really recommend this move. I'd probably recommend a move like queen c4, because, like, still you could launch an attack on the bishop potentially. But queen d1 just makes the queen just not do anything very much. But okay, this is still an okay move. And then we have bishop d4. Okay, I think what happened is that black got tunnel vision. They realized, wait, this pawn is pinned, so white can't capture. But the thing is, the queen can capture, and that's exactly what happens. Like, listen guys, okay? Pretty much any elo besides, like, well, no, not besides, above 300 elo has the basic understanding of pins, but just doesn't know how to use them properly. Like, this is an example. Black knew that there was a pin, but they just totally forgot that the queen could just capture. But okay, still, it's not that bad so far, but trust me, it will get very bad very soon. And then we have queen c7. Just totally undevelops the queen. Okay. Now, if I'm playing with white to just develop the pieces, then maybe so short side, although it's not very safe because, well, yeah, this whole pawn structure is open, so yeah, maybe just like build a battery over here with the bishop and the queen, then develop the knight over here, and then just castle along, then move the king to b1. Probably that's what I do. Then we have knight to f3, which is a good move because, you know, it just develops a piece. And then we have pawn b6. I have literally no idea what this achieves, but okay. Then we have knight g5. I mean, the reason I wouldn't say this is a good move is because you can probably just get kicked out. Yeah, that's kind of all black has to do. But okay. And then we have bishop b7. The idea, attacking the rook. So the rook just has to move pretty much. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the rook just has to move 100%. And that actually happens. We have rook to g1. And then we have knight c6, obviously just attacking the queen. Then we have queen e4. And a really interesting move you can do is this, because this just reveals an attack on the queen while also bringing back the knight. That doesn't happen. Instead, we have d6. You can just capture, I guess, and I think that's exactly what happens. No, it doesn't happen. Instead, we have pawn f5. And now the advantage just fell off a cliff. Because this move just doesn't achieve anything. Like, this pawn is just totally blundered because the knight protects. And if the knight goes anywhere, the queen is going to be in danger. So we have pawn captures, and we also have pawn captures. The knight develops. And this situation, yeah, you should 100% just retreat the queen, or, you know, you could actually try capture, I think. And yeah, you could just capture because you know it's a check. Like, black has to respond. And at this point, yeah, you'd be putting black in a very bad position because this pawn is literally on the brink of promotion. Although, to be fair, it's so far into black's territory, there's just no way the pawn is going to survive. Even if you bring like all the pieces to try to defend it, it's probably just not going to survive. But anyways, we have queen c7. Oh no, not queen c7, queen c4. The idea, if you capture, I capture, check. Not a bad idea at all. But instead we have pawn b5. And you can literally just play this. Like, this move, like, you can literally just play this move. And if black captures with the queen, it's literally mate in 3. Wait, let me try find it. Wow, first try, okay. Okay, cool. So anyways, knight goes back, attacking the queen. They capture a free pawn, can't blame them. The rook moves. The idea, obviously, once the bishop moves, they'll launch an attack, although you could just capture the bishop in this situation. Knight captures, although pawn captures will probably just be better because it goes with check. And actually, you can just capture the knight. Oh, wow. But I guess white wants to promote this pawn, although, to be honest, it's probably not going to promote realistically. So knight captures, and then we have castles. Okay. Knight captures again, and now the game is totally losing. Simply brilliant. Wow. And the rook moves. Then we have bishop f4, defending the knight. The rook captures anyways, and I mean, it makes sense because, well, oh yeah, it is defended. Bishop captures, knight captures, well no, queen captures. And now, the game is just totally losing for black, probably because, well, white just has a lot more material. So black should 100% just not trade in this position, but they still did, which means they're going to have a very bad position. And white just blocks. If I'm being totally honest, though, I would have probably just traded. Okay. So the queen moves back. You can literally just capture the knight, although to be fair, Actually, no, that is not a good move at all. Because a move like this just totally stops the pawn. So what you should do 100% is just capture. But that doesn't happen. Instead, we have queen d2. Now the advantage is totally gone. The only reason the advantage was even there is because you could just capture this. And then we have rook f8. Once again, this knight. It's blundered again. And finally, white captures. Now what you should do with black, 100%, is bring the rook over here and stop this whole threat. And that's what happens, thankfully. Now if I'm being honest, you could try to build something like an attack, like maybe going over here, and then if the king goes over here, you could go over here, and if the king goes over here, well no they can't. Just ignore the square. If they go over there, you could do something maybe like this, and maybe you could try to like, wait, let me just try. If the king goes over here, oh wow, it's just made 3. Oh my, wait, let me try to find it. Wait, where is it? No, it's not this move, I know that. Trust me, I'll find it. No, that's not the move. Okay. Oh, it's this move. Oh, okay. Okay. But instead, we have bishop attacks knight, pawn push, the bishop captures, and in this position it's totally fine to capture with, a knight for a bishop. Although I do prefer using knights over bishops. Technically by the game, like by the engine, bishops are better. But I prefer using knights. Then we have queen captures. Then we have rook moves. And this pawn, you can just capture it 100%. And who knows, if you capture this pawn, maybe white will make a blunder and have their queen potentially pinned. You never know, it could happen. Like maybe you play something like this, and no, never mind. Okay, that is just back rank mate. You should play something like this. Never mind. Okay, I have no idea what's the winning move in this position. Okay. Wait, is it? No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. Is this the winning move? Okay, I seriously have no idea, but anyways, okay. So anyways, we have knight a3. And now the game is totally losing, because this literally just blunders the queen in one move. And black captures. And the king captures. Then we have pawn a5. Now black is trying to promote their pawn. And now the game is a draw. And the only reason it's a draw is because white is up by material. Then we have rook f2. Now the game is just 100% a draw, basically. Yeah, it's an exact draw, pretty much. Then we have check on d6. Then we have king e3. And now the game is totally losing. Is it losing to this? No, it's not. Is it losing to this? Wait. Oh, you can play this. Wait, is that the move? Oh yeah, it is. Because the king can't defend the rook. Well, no, they can go over here, but... Wait. Oh, you can go over here then. And you're going to lose the knight or the rook. Oh, okay. Anyways. Okay, so we have, instead of, like, queen b6 check, which was the winning move, we have queen c5 check, which just makes the game a draw, but still, okay. So the king moves. And then we have what appears to be like a battery being prepared by black. Then we have rook f1, then check, which technically would win a rook, although you could probably play something like... Actually, no, I think that just wins a rook. Does it? Oh wait, no, you can play this. And if captures, then captures, and then you can just move the king. So the queen moves, and now the game is totally losing. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't think this is the winning move. Oh, it is. We have captures, and captures, and captures. Oh, white is winning because they have 2 more pawns, so that's why. And this pawn is actually very close to promotion. I know it doesn't look like that, but like if you just bring the king, then yeah, this is a massive threat, but that doesn't happen. Instead, we have knight b5. Like, black can just capture, then white captures back, and then black can probably just win this pawn very easily. And that's what happens, because this move, if it's not found once, it'll probably never be found. Although, to be fair, yeah, if I was playing in this position, I would 100% just capture the bishop without even thinking about this move at all. So we have a pawn move, and the pawn is trying to promote, although that's just a blunder of a pawn, like 100% is just a blunder. And that's exactly what happens. Then we have rook f8 check, king h7, and the rook moves. Queen takes a pawn, king moves, pawn is pushed, rook takes a pawn. Now the game is totally losing for black. Well, no, not for black, for white. Because although white is technically up on material, black has a queen. And queens literally are just totally overpowered, and black can just win this pawn very easily. But that doesn't happen. Instead, we have queen b4. Now the game is basically a draw. We have rook a7 check, king h6, pawn push, then black attacks the rook moves, and they attack the rook again with check, and now the game is just totally losing because, yeah, you can't defend this rook at all. King moves, queen captures, rook defends this pawn. Now the game is just totally dead lost for white. Like, the game just keeps swapping sides. Then we have pawn g5, then we have pawn a5, then we have pawn g4, then pawn a6, then queen g5, well no, not queen g5, king g5, then we have pawn a7, queen d6, and now the game is totally losing. Because white can literally just promote. And that's exactly what happens. And now white is technically up by a rook. Then we have queen d4 check. King moves. Then we have pawn h4. Pawn captures, trade. And then white gives a check, and it totally loses the game, because you can just play this. And in fact, it's probably mate. Like, I don't think it's -10, it's probably just mate at this point. But okay. Instead of that happening, instead of black just finding this very obvious move, because if you just click on the queen, like, okay, there are two legal moves. Capturing the queen for free, or going king g5. And black chose king g5. And just blundered the queen in one move. Wait, how long did they spend on this? They spent 3 seconds on this move. Wow. And white spent 6 seconds on capturing the queen, okay. And then black just... Yeah, at this point they were just totally losing the game. And eventually we had... Well... Okay, let me just go back. Okay. So after the queen was captured, king went over here, then white prepared the battery, then the king moved to h3, then white captured, then the king captured, then white moved their rook to a6, the king went to h1 because it's the only legal move, and then rook h6 mate. What did we just watch? Like, we need to re-review this, honestly. Okay. Very weird opening. That makes almost no sense. Black trying to destroy the pawn structure, but it didn't work. Then black just blundering their bishop in one move. And then the knight doing absolutely nothing. And then the queen moving. And then just a bunch of pawn captures. And then for some reason, this knight was blundered for like 20 moves, but we'll ignore that. And then we just have the knight capturing more stuff. Then we have technically a trade, I guess, and you can also just trade over here, but instead they blocked. And then this knight, once again, just capturable for like 10 moves, but okay. Finally, it was captured. And then white was totally winning at this point, but just blundered their queen in one move. And the game was basically a draw, but then it's totally losing because of queen b6, but that wasn't found. Instead, we have queen c5, and the game is just a draw. And then white prepared the battery, but they didn't know how to actually utilize it. And then we have a trade, and then a blunder of a pawn, and then technically a blunder of another pawn. Well, technically 2 pawns, although if captures over here, like if captures on a2, then you can just play h4. If captures on h2, you can just play pawn. Wait, no, you can't do that. Wait, no. I have to move the rook to a1 to protect it. Okay. Well, yeah, then we just have the capture of a pawn, and then just the queen moving. And then the rook just being blundered in one move. and then white trying to promote their pawn, and somehow black just allows them to promote, and then check, and then white just blundering their queen in one move, and of the two legal moves, black chose the one that literally just loses the game. And then, the end game, when black tried to hide their king, they were given a check, and then white prepared the checkmate, black played the only legal move, and then they got checkmated. If you sent me this game without me even knowing the elo, I would have guessed this to be like a 100 elo game, like a high 100 elo game. Like, really, I'm not joking. But yeah, guys, this is the whole video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subs. That would help the channel a ton. If you're really enjoyed the video, you can also drop super thanks. If you have any game you want me to review, comment it down below. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.